Okay, we are back again. Game 3 is over. Celtics win by 16 points, 110-116. Celtics now have the lead 2-1. This is the Omen Podcast, NBA Final Series. There's Garnett here, there's obvious Warriors fan. Jeff in the building. Yo, guys, Charlie, look at start. Jeff, down by 16 in game 3. What happened? What's wrong? What's wrong with your team, man?
They played at home. They had a crowd going. They had a great start. Jaylen Brown set a tone for them. So kudos to Jaylen Brown. And everyone else followed. Tatum took over in the fourth quarter. Marcus Smart was big, came up big, 24 points. So that was big for them. And they out-rebounded us, which was big. And we just could not make shots in the fourth quarter. This is the same thing that happened in game one. We just could not make shots in the fourth quarter. So we need to do better in the fourth. The offense became kind of stagnant in the fourth quarter. It is what it is, I guess. But we move again, game 4. Let's see what happens.
All right, yeah, Patrick, got it.
Yeah.
Win by 16. What was the right thing going for you guys? What was you guys doing right this time compared to game 2?
I mean, we saw what they did for us in the game 2. I mean, they marked us out of the game, and we were definitely going to do some adjustment to actually come back at the TD Garden, and we certainly did that. We started very smart. We started very very well, and then they tried to do their thing back in the third quarter, like they did in the game 2. So we didn't really stand down and allow that to happen. So we got at them at the fourth quarter and really did well. It was a good game for the Celtics, and I think they're going to stay on that side till the rest of the series.
All right, now, do you think if Celtics win game 4, the series is over?
If we win game 4, it's not done. We are just going to push the game back to the San Francisco, Chase Center for the game 5. And I think game 5, they will come out large, they will come out big and try to win that particular game. I don't know. We can forgo that particular game, and then we'll come back to the TD Garden for the game 6, and that's where we can actually get it done. Because I don't think they will give the game to us in game 5. So we are just going to come back to TD Garden and maybe we can do it there. But with game 4, I think it's a very big game, and we are going to treat it like a game 7, because we really need that if we are going to win this particular championship. Then we need game 4. Game 4 is very crucial to us.
Okay, Jeff, do you think you guys can pull off a win in TD Garden to get game 4?
I mean, we need to adjust. We need to. This is the game Klay Thompson came along and we just still did not win because we got out-rebounded. We got. I don't know how Draymond Green needs to do better. He can't score 2 points. He's not there to actually score, but then he has to do better. He needs to take more shots. He needs to be aggressive. He came out and said he wasn't aggressive enough, so he needs to be aggressive in game 4. I think we can win game 4. I think that's gonna be. I knew going back to San Francisco is gonna be 2-2. So them taking game 3, I'm not scared. I know we're gonna win game 4. I know we have to come out aggressive, but then with Steph limping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do you think, okay, so we're still waiting for the reports from the doctors or whatever's going to happen, but should Kyrie be listed probable, which means limited minutes or anything? Or let's say, hypothetically speaking, if he's ruled out, do you still think you guys have a chance?
I don't know about that, man. Because aside him being an offensive weapon, or aside him being a number 1 offensive option, he creates space for the other guys to get open shots or to get better shots. Yeah. Because Steph most of the time, is being guarded aggressively, so the other guys are able to get open. He's either being blitzed or double teamed, so the other guys get open shots. That's what he does on the offensive end. So without him, I don't know. It's not possible. He needs to be fit. I mean, not even fit. He needs to be there. He has to play. He has no. And then the funny thing is, between game 3 and game 4 is just 1 day in between.
Yeah.
Unlike the other games. Like, how unlucky can you get? If he had that extra day of rest, then we know, okay, optimism and stuff like that. But right now, I don't know what's going to happen. But I think he's going to play. But how fit he's going to be is going to be a big question.
Problem. Yeah. Okay, Jeff. Sorry, go ahead. Who do you think has been the Celtics' best player so far this year? Is it Tatum or Brown?
I think previous series, I think Tatum was actually our best player, but then going into this finals, I think he's been a little bit, he's sunk a little bit. I can't really say. It would be very unfair to Jaylen Brown for me to say Jason Tatum is still our best player, although he's given us some offensive boost to this particular series. But then I will go for Jaylen Brown to be our best player this particular final, because he starts and then he doesn't stop. Like he steps on the gas and then he doesn't take his foot off the gas. I mean, offensively he's been great. He's been great for us. He's been great.
Okay, now Draymond Green and the media and almost everybody calling their antics. What do you think the Celtics needs to do to kind of like get him, because he fouled out? He's fouled out twice already in this series. What do you think is the Celtics need to do to match up with this same thing? Or who do you think can actually put Draymond Green in check in the Celtics team when it comes to Draymond and his aggressiveness and everything?
With Draymond Green, I don't think we have to do much. Just that you just don't allow him to get into your head. You get me? You just don't have to do much, because this is not somebody who is an offensive juggernaut who goes to the basket, try to score and all that. He's always looking to pass the ball to somebody, because he's known for that facilitator thing that people keep calling him. And then he can even get an open looks, and then he wouldn't even try to shoot because he knows he's going to miss it. You get me? So this is not somebody we need to really try difficult to try and defend. Anybody we put on him, anybody in the Celtics starting lineup that we put on him will do a great job on him. It doesn't necessarily need somebody who is physically active or anything to actually play defense on him. He's not doing so much on the offensive part of things. Just that he's just a great defender. He tries to frustrate you at the defensive side of things, and then he will try to get into your head for you to actually have a bad game or have a bad day at the office. That's what he basically do. But then offensively, he doesn't do much. So we don't.
No, really when you say that, you're being ingenious. Honestly, if you say he does nothing on the offensive end, he doesn't score, but then he does a lot offensively.
I mean, you giving the ball to somebody to go and actually score. That's the person we have. But then it's
the whole offense. You can't say he's not doing nothing offensively.
We can frustrate you to turn the balls over with your passes and everything. But after passing the ball, what else? We have to defend the person that the ball is going to, not to Draymond Green.
I'm saying you can say he's not scoring, but then he's setting back screens. He's setting.
Well, from the question he asked. From the question he asked, he was asking, who should we put on Draymond Green on the offensive side of things? And I'm saying he doesn't do much, so we are not going to play any defense on him. Just that is the others that we actually have to pay attention to, not Draymond Green. Right. The only thing he does is pass the ball. The only thing he does is pass the ball.
If you say the only thing he does is pass the ball, which means that he's not doing anything defensively, which is quite wrong. Because
defensively, I didn't say he wasn't doing anything.
Defensively, I didn't say pass the ball.
I said on offense, he doesn't do much. The only thing he does is get the ball.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't agree with you, man. He's top 10 in NBA Finals assists. If he does nothing, I don't know. He's setting back. That's only things don't come out on the stat sheet. When someone said the back screen, you will see the number of back screen someone has set. You will see how many picks he's setting, how many DHOs he's like, you wouldn't see so many things. So I mean, it is what it is.
So I'm going back to the question Derek asked.
No, I understand. Answer Derek's question
on Draymond Green on offense.
Yeah.
To play defense on Draymond Green. And I'm saying this is somebody who doesn't even try to play an ISO game on anybody or try to score. So he doesn't do much offensively when it comes to scoring. So he's always trying to get the ball to somebody. So people that are going to score are the people we have to pay attention to on the offensive side, not him.
All right, Jeff. Draymond Green is, having a lot of foul trouble. Fouled out twice already in the series. Mm-hmm. What do you think? What do you think is going wrong for Draymond? Because I know, he's going to play a game. He's going to get a lot of fouls. There's going to be a lot of, technical fouls too as well. But this time around, it's the finals. You need to make sure that you're not playing to, fall into the foul trap. But it looks like he is. What's going on?
I mean, just like I keep saying, I don't mind if a player fouls out. If you foul out and you played hard and you scored your points, I mean, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? But then this is the case where he's not scoring enough points. he's not affecting the game physically enough, and he's fouling too early to the point where like he had like 3 fouls in the first half. You can't have 3 fouls in the first half. I mean, if you want to have 2 in the first half and then have 4 in the second half at the end of the fourth quarter when we're winning, I have no problem with that. You're being physical, you're being aggressive, and I mean I don't mind. But then if you're not impacting the game with those fouls and with your presence on the floor, whilst being on the floor with points, with rebounds, with assists, then there's no point. There's no point. So he has to be aggressive. He has to still remain aggressive, remain hard, play to like, you know, to how he can. I know he can make shots when he's open. He's just not taking them.
So if I understand you are trying to say he wasn't aggressive in the game.
He wasn't aggressive enough.
How come he still fouled out? So if you are telling him to be aggressive, then it means he's going to foul out in the
No, you can be aggressive and not foul. It doesn't mean you.
That's where you are wrong. That's where you are wrong.
No, you can be aggressive and not foul, right? If I can get you right, I'm not saying he came out and said he was soft, right? And if it was a post game interview, he said he was soft.
I mean, I don't get it. If he was soft and he managed to foul out in the game, and you are telling him to come aggressive, then how extra aggressive do you want him to be, and how long will you think that aggressiveness will
just like I said,
or last him in a game?
There are so many fouls that are called that are not even fouls. Like Steph had fouls called on him that were bullshit fouls. But then, you know, it doesn't mean he wasn't aggressive. Do you get what I mean? So aggressiveness, you can be aggressive. Like in game 2, Jimon was very aggressive, but he didn't foul out.
Yeah.
So
he was actually pardoned. I feel like he was actually pardoned in that particular game. Yeah, I don't know what you think, but then I think
he was aggressive. He was like, you know, you can be aggressive.
He even came out to say he's saying that.
So then,
Jaylen Brown.
Let's talk about Let's talk about the game 2 tech. Mm-hmm. The second initial technical, which wasn't called on Green for his whatever it is with Jaylen Brown. Do you think it should have been a tech?
I mean, on a normal day would have been a double tech on both Jaylen Brown and Draymond Green. But then if he gets a double tech, then he gets thrown out of the NBA Finals, and then nobody wants that. Nobody wants one of the key players getting thrown out of the NBA. That's what I thought.
Thank you for being honest.
It was a thought process, you know. But on a normal day, like a regular season game, double tech on both of them. But then they couldn't throw him out of the game. If it happened to the Celtics, it would have been the same thing for the Celtics. They wouldn't throw anybody out of the game for that. They would just, hey, just, don't do this, don't do that. If it was something over the top, like a punch or something, then yes, but then shove here and there, double tech, but then NBA Finals, you can't just throw someone out of the game like that.
So you agree with me, some of the things he does on the court when the game is going on is so irrelevant. You will agree with me on that.
That's how he plays. You can't.
Irrelevant things. What are some of the irrelevant things?
No, like it's a basketball. Play your game, okay? You collided with somebody and you guys landed on the floor. Your legs were basically on the court, and then you lift them all the way from the court, and then you place them on somebody's head.
I don't think he purposely plays.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So Garnett, you want him to change? Is that what you want?
Every out one, because even Jeff Van Gundy was like, he's getting up. And there's no way you can
this
get
is
up by
This is
no. So Garnett, you want him to change? Is that what you want?
This same irrelevances we are talking about on the part of Draymond Green came to play in this particular game 3, and you guys didn't realize it.
You want him to change? You want him to change?
No, I'm not saying he should change. He does his game. He should go ahead and play it if it works for
him.
But then
he's been in the league for 10 years. No, he's been in the league for 10 years. In those 10 years, he's made seven defensive teams in the 10 years. That's crazy to me.
A quick one.
So if whatever he's doing is working, he's made 7 defensive.
Let me ask you this question real quick. If Draymond Green was on this ended season for the Lakers team, would you think they would win any championship with Draymond Green for that Lakers team?
You can't just say, if Draymond Green he knows his role on the Golden State team, and he has grown into that role, and he knows what to do, right? He knows he's not there to score 30 points a game. He's not there to score 25 points a game. He's there to play defense and to facilitate on the offense.
What I'm trying to say is he's focused on so many irrelevant things that wouldn't even win you games.
But you
focus on getting your players, focus on getting your teammates better, getting your buckets up, getting your teammates to be better, and that's the main thing that needs to win a game.
But what happened in game 2, Garnett?
What happened in game 2? How many assists did he get in that particular game?
No, but then what happened is he played the same way in game 2, right? But then we still won the game. So
we just didn't come back to the game 2. We just didn't come back into the third quarter with the right mentality, with the right mindset.
He did the same thing in game 2.
So we got bamboozled out of that particular game.
7 assists and 5 rebounds.
That's a decent game for Draymond Green, honestly.
Right. So that particular game, we did brilliant in the first half. It was a close game, although you guys won the first quarter, second quarter, and everything. It was a close game, but then we didn't come into the game 3 with the right mindset, and we got bamboozled out of that particular game. You saw how the fourth quarter went. We didn't play none of our starters. It was just garbage time for the bench players and everything. So that game, I mean, we didn't really take it serious after the first half.
Right. I feel like if you're looking at Draymond Green and you look at the stat sheet, you're looking at the wrong player, because Draymond Green is not a stat sheet type of player. We've all seen how he plays. You understand? Draymond is, like you said, an offensive facilitator. When the Warriors offense is about to be at its peak, the ball is mostly in Draymond Green's hands. He'll actually calls for plays. He's actually laying the floor for either Steph, Clay, because most of Steph's 3-point assists has come from Draymond Green, and he's top 10 in NBA Finals all assists. You understand? So when you say he focused on irrelevant things, it kind of makes me difficult to look at the irrelevant things. That I'm sure you're looking at him being the antics guy, trying to push guys away from doing all of that. You need those type of players.
So let me ask you this: Do you think those things he's been doing, like that thing he did, those things he did in the second game, do you think it's actually going to take a toll on the Celtics players again in this particular series?
It could. Who knows?
The mental state of the Celtics players.
Are you sure?
It could. Who knows?
The mental state from the so that's why I just asked you what happened in game 2, because he did the same thing.
So
what happened?
Should he come back in the game 4 and replicate the same
behavior?
Is going to get to the Celtics players? Are you sure?
Yes, because it's won him championships. No. The same way has won him championships.
This is the best defense.
Then I'm pretty sure
this is the defender.
The 2004 Pistons team is a great team, because the likes of Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, they were playing extra aggressive.
Right.
The bad boys, Isaiah Thomas, bad boys with Jolambi, Isaiah Thomas, and all Dennis Rodman.
That's where you are wrong. There's a difference between playing aggressive and being like a violent player or like.
So you're saying Draymond is violent? What is this?
He is having a history for that.
Call the cops. Violence. What do you mean?
He play basketball like he's playing football.
Oh, how?
And most of the time he gets away with most of the stupid things he's done.
Because that guy was literally pointing Jordan in the air, and there was no foul called. Like literally.
No, we are not going to go into the 80s and the 90s. Please, let's stick to what we are seeing right now. We are not going back to the 90s and 80s.
He doesn't even do anything, man. He's just hustling.
We know the 80s. We know the 80s. Basketball was very physical over there. And the 90s, I mean, the same thing. But it's not like that anymore. The game has changed over time. People are playing actual basketball these days.
Tries to be very...
But I understand you.
It's not. What I want to tell you right now is his antics is not going to work on the Celtics anymore. Period. Okay. It ends there.
Okay, I understand Garnett, because you wouldn't want to play against someone like Draymond Green. You want him on your side, like Patrick Beverly. That's how it is. That's how it is.
You don't play with dirty
like
players.
you wouldn't. If you're playing against him,
if
you're playing against him, he's an irritant. But then if he's on your team.
No. I wouldn't want somebody like that on my team, to be honest, because this is the situation. He's very relevant to my team, and then he's getting fouled out. I don't need somebody like this on my team.
Who do you think is the? So far the MVP voting, Steph Curry is in the lead, but after game 3, who do you think is going to be in the lead for MVP?
Right now, from the way
it hasn't changed.
From the way things are right now, I mean, whoever wins the championship goes to somebody on that particular team. What do you call it? Curry is leading for the Warriors as it stands right now, and then I think Jaylen Brown is also leading for the Celtics as it stands right now. So
according to the vote, Tatum is that because the last vote that The last vote that came
No,
out.
you are saying the
No,
last.
no.
You are saying the last. They are yet to vote on this particular one. And I mean numbers.
There's
It's
a
a
lot
numbers
of
game right now.
votes.
But you know how like it was built like the Tatum versus Curry thing. So obviously they're gonna like.
That's what I'm saying.
They're gonna gear towards Tatum. But then we watch the games. Jaylen Brown has been better than Tatum.
Exactly.
So we can't. If Tatum wins, if Celtics win a championship and Tatum wins MVP, then it means this next couple games he has to
do
off.
better. Yes, exactly.
He gets it. If he doesn't go off and Jaylen Brown does better, Jaylen Brown deserves to be MVP.
I mean, you people putting that particular what do you call it name on you being the leader of this team, the best player of the team, doesn't necessarily have to win you championship MVPs because and you end up contributing barely nothing to the team. Now we have to go to somebody who actually contributed something to the winning of the championship. That's who you has to go to, not the person that is having that accolade. Best player on the team or the favorite player for this.
He's not far off. He's not far off Jaylen Brown. I mean, if he plays if he plays better in game 4, game 5, like then but then
there's no time for him to actually be the best player to like redeem himself. But as it stands now, for me personally, I think Jaylen Brown is our best player right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Going into game 4 on Friday, what do you think the Warriors need to do offensively to be able to, especially in the fourth quarter, because fourth quarter Warriors has been, a bit of a slump. I mean, they scored only 11 points in, this game 3 loss. Mm-hmm. What do you think going into the fourth they need to do to actually carry that third quarter energy into the fourth quarter?
They just need to keep their offense flowing, where we move the ball a lot, we move a lot. The fourth quarter we were very stagnant. Also, we need to get out of foul trouble early in the game because that made us. Steph could not guard anyone at that point because he was in foul trouble. Everyone blew past him. He could not be physical. He could not put his body in anyone. He didn't want to get another foul. So get out of foul trouble. Do not turn the ball over in the fourth quarter. We turned the ball over 5 times in 4 minutes. The first 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. That was terrible. That was the worst. We need to cut that out of the game, especially in you can turn the ball over in the first quarter, not in the fourth quarter, bro. That would not help you. That would not help you at all. So cut that out. I think the offense was fine first 3 quarters, just that we could not play enough defense. That's what I think. The rebounds were killing us. I think our offense came out. Steph was going off. Clay was going off. Wiggins came along a little bit. So it was decent. So play good defense. Make sure we don't turn the ball over a lot. Foul trouble, don't get in foul trouble, and then let's see what happens.
Okay, aside Steph Curry, Clay and Poole has been very quiet aside game 2, and game 1 and game 3 they played pretty bad. I wouldn't say very bad, but Clay was decent. For Poole, it was horrible. What do you think Poole and Clay needs to do to step up? Because offensively, Steph is just putting on a masterpiece. He's putting on the goal, but he's not really getting the help that he got during the semifinals and the first round. So what do they need to do? Like, what needs to change?
No, I like Clay's aggression in this last game because he came out, he was good. His numbers were good. I think he was shooting 50% from the field, if I'm not wrong, which was good. I mean, he took kind of a couple wild shots, but Clay's gonna keep shooting, and he scored 25, if I'm right, 25. That's what we want from Clay. Between 25 and 30, I'm good with Clay because I know Steph is going to score 30 plus. So, but Jordan Poole, man, the inconsistency. I mean, he's still young. He's 22. Sometimes the stage gets big for him. If he can give us more points, I'll take it. If not, I don't know what's going to happen. But he's our third option for scoring, so he needs to do better. He can't score 6 points. That's unacceptable.
Okay. All right, Garnett, you already obviously said the Warriors are going to come in hard in game 3. What do you need to do to stop them, especially in the third quarter? Because throughout the entire series, they've just been crazy. And then everybody is known for the Warriors third quarter. What do you need to do to stop the Warriors in the third? Because getting into the third quarter in game 3, you guys were up by 15. They cut it down to 1 and actually took the lead before you guys came back in the fourth real hard. So what does Imi needs to do defensively? What do you guys need to do defensively to actually stop the Warriors from becoming a masterclass in the third quarter?
I mean, like I said, we are having it good. We're having it good going for us right now, and we should stay on that side because I think they're going to be extra aggressive in the game 4 because they will know that this particular game, if they lose, their chances of actually coming back is very slim. You get me? So I think Draymond Green is going to come back to replicate what he did in the second game, and the Celtics players shouldn't allow that to get in their way by any means. Like, they shouldn't pay attention to that. They should just play their game. They had a great game in that particular third games. They should stay on that side and continue to play more. Make sure they don't turn the balls over plenty like they did in the second game, and then grab as many balls as they can, because it's very important. And I know with Rob Williams and what do you call it, our Hofford and everything, I think we are just going to do great on the offensive board and the defensive board. So I mean, just stay on that side, play better basketball, replicate what you did in the third game, stay aggressive. You win that game.
All right, Jeff. Now,
game 4.
Kavan has been one of the best rebounding players during this playoffs, and going into game 3, he only played 17 minutes. What was going on? What's happening?
Steve Kerr is very wonderful. I don't know what like, I could see it. It was so obvious. Draymond was playing terrible. Take him out. I mean, if it's not even Draymond, let him bring the bigger, but he's the biggest body you have on the team. Let him come for the rebounds. Let him battle on the boards with Robert Williams, Al Horford. These guys are tall guys. You can't do that with Jordan Poole. And I mean, Wiggins will try, but he can't. He can't, like, do everything. So bring a bigger body to also hustle down below, and also try to get some balls for us. But he didn't. He did not. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the problem was.
Going forward, after this series is over, regardless what happens, does the Warriors really need to trade for a big, or stick with Wiseman, because he's a young, promising talent? Actually saw some clips of him, putting out some great jumpers.
Yeah, I mean,
stick with him, or you're going to trade and go for a big?
I mean, just like Steph Curry, you don't rush to trade a player. You give them time. So I think they're going to Steph Curry route by trying to see, he has a potential. Wiseman has a potential, but then if he's able to overcome the injuries, I think he'll be great for us, just like Steph was. He overcame his injuries and he's an all-time great. So I think they're going to try to give him maybe another year. Also, if it doesn't work out, because he's still young, he's still 19 or 20, right? He's still young. He can still have an impact, So let's see how it goes. Let's see.
But with me, I don't think Warriors, with the way they've been playing over the years, I don't think they are a team that really are into big players, because they get most of their shots from the from the perimeter, and I mean, they have aggressive players inside the D to actually help them grab a couple of rebounds and everything. So I don't think they are really into centers and people who try to catch lobs and all that. So I don't think they are going to.
No, but this center is athletic. He has a jump shot.
Who?
James Wiseman. He's athletic. He has a jump shot.
How tall is he?
Like 7'1".
Yeah, I think so.
Really? He's that big?
Yes. He's 7'1", has a jump shot, has a great wingspan, can shoot a 3 when he should. So I think he's a decent prospect. But then, not everyone is able to reach that potential. They show the talent they showed. So I mean, it's dicey, but let's see what happens.
If you're going to be a center for the Warriors, I think the only thing you're going to basically do is try and catch more rebounds for them.
I mean, because you guys remember, Andrew Bogut was literally like playing the same role, just like David and other bigs that have been on the Warriors team. But I mean, that's in the past. So, all right, looking forward to Game 4 on Friday. See what's going to happen. Predictions before we go.
I mean,
I think go first.
Golden State. Honestly, I think Warriors is gonna win. Warriors. It's not like we have to win. So I think we're gonna come out aggressive. I think we're gonna come out. We're gonna punch first and see how Boston is gonna respond. Because you see how Boston came out in Game 3.
Yeah.
They had to, because if they did not come out that way, the third quarter would have been crazy for them. So they had to come out and score early, first 2 quarters, because they knew the third quarter was going to be long, and that's what happened. So let's if we come out strong, we win the game.
We are just going to play the basketball, the Celtics brand of basketball, and y'all know how. If play aggressive on defense and then try to get them to miss more shots, and then Clay had a very great game in this
Yeah.
particular game, and then nobody knows he's going to go off like that again in this particular
He could get better. He could be better in the next game, honestly.
it could be, but then we are just going to try to limit him. I know our bigs were not stepping up to some of these shots yesterday and everything, and I think they are going to come back and do better, step up to these particular shots, and then don't give them no lapses.
I mean, it's been a theme for the whole series. Your bigs are dropping. They are playing drop.
Yeah,
I think it's Ime's instructions. I think Ime is just like, you know what? Let's just see if he's gonna miss this.
It has given away so many buckets, and I mean, right now they really have to step up, because yesterday I saw a particular play. Curry was coming off a screen to actually get the ball. You know, this guy is very dangerous from the perimeter, and then Horford was supposed to dropping. He was supposed to step.
But the one time he stepped was a 4-point play. The one time
it gets dangerous, but then you know what to do. You've been playing this game for far too long to actually know what you have to do.
You know what I realized? I mean, if he steps very high, Steph would blow past Horford 9 out of 10 times.
Exactly. So, they do that a lot. He's very quick, so he can do that. He has the ability to do that. So the only thing is you just don't step too much, but then step in a position where you can actually contest.
I mean, when you step, he's going for a 2. When you don't step, it's a 3. So.
Exactly. It's a with Curry it's a very difficult situation, but then still there's something can be done. At least you can contest the shot and actually force him to miss it or anything. So definitely Celtics are going to come back into that particular matchup with the mentality of winning that game, because if you win that game, you have a higher chance of actually winning. Going up 3-1 is very, very big, and anything can happen afterwards. So. It's a very big game for us. Like I said in the beginning, we are going to treat that particular game as the game 7 of this series. No lapses, and I mean, if he's supposed to come back to a TD again, then we are going to grab that.
Yeah, they don't want to let go of home court. So
yeah.
But if we win game 4, to me, it's a wrap for you guys. Trust me, because it's going to go to game 7, and I don't think you guys are going to win any other game. Trust me.
We are not.
That's what I think.
I'm very confident in the Celtics. They are not losing game 4. So don't worry.
Game 4 is, I think, is the most important game right now.
Yeah, to the Celtics.
All right, guys. So, Charlie, predictions is done. We'll be back here after game 4 to see whose predictions were right.
I don't know how it goes.
You're wrong.
I don't know how
6.
it goes. I don't know how it goes.
6.
You guys put in hand 7 with 6.
Bro is confused as hell.
It's 6.
All right, guys. So, Charlie, we'll be back to the podcast. Big shout out to Johnny, big shout out to Jeff. And Charlie, catch you guys on TL as always.